Hey friends, Jill here. Welcome back to Whispering Willow Farm. I'm in the kitchen right now checking on my sourdough because we all decided that it is time for bagels again. So I kind of added too much liquid to my sourdough starter earlier. So I'm just gonna add some flour to make it thicken up a bit. Let's see here. Nathan's about to get on dinner. The kids are playing. I'm about to go outside and harvest some stuff for dinner. Usually with my sourdough, I do 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water with whatever is existing. Today I got a little heavy-handed and it was like 50 grams of flour and almost like 70 grams of water. So it's just taking a little bit longer. Hi, June. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Hey, Junie B. Say hi, Junie.
All right, friends.
Say hi.
Mama. Say hi.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. So what you cooking for dinner, Nate?
We are cooking some thick cut pork chops, some green beans, and rice.
Ooh, yummy. So I'm actually gonna go harvest the green beans. We have a ton of chard and salad mix, so I'm gonna get some stuff to make a salad as well. It has actually been raining quite a bit this afternoon, so it looks like it has stopped for a minute, but I'm literally fighting the clock, hoping that I can get out there and not just get drenched. I'm actually gonna change my tripods out and then we'll head out there. Some of these beans are so big. So I feel like I definitely missed the window on some of these. Plus we had a ton of rain while we were gone. Check out how long that bean is. Now you can eat them when they get this size, but they are a bit tougher. I don't actually prefer them. I prefer them when they're just small little beans. They're just tender, more tender. So like I said the other day, usually the ones that I miss, I just leave on the vine. And I knew I was gonna leave a bunch of this batch because I don't have any more bean seed. I used them all. And so I'm not entirely disappointed that these ended up getting too big because I can save them. We do have rain in the forecast the rest of the week as well too, which I'm kind of evaluating the garden. I'm seeing a lot of weeds. I'm seeing a lot of things I need to do just as far as cultivating the beds and things like that. And that was something that I was thinking about the other day because someone had asked me how I mulch my garden beds. They said they had used one method, it didn't work good, and they wanted to know what I recommended. And I will tell you that it's hard. Picking the right type of mulch is really hard. However, years past, I've done pine shavings, like straw bedding that you would put. Oh, there's a big spider right here I missed. Some years I've used straw, and I can tell you now versus then, I don't recommend either one of those options, and I am actually transitioning out of doing that. Don't worry, spider. I'm gonna leave you be. He has made his nest right up there. I'm not gonna bother you, little fella. So what I'm going to do, I am just gonna walk around the farm. We have leaves starting to fall. Seasons are starting to change around here, you guys. And actually that is really good. The leaves are that brown component to your compost that your soil actually really needs. And so if you've got like pine needles on your property or you have leaves on your property, I really recommend using those, because the thing with the leaves and the pine needles or wood chips, if you have them, they just break down, and they break down a lot faster than the shavings. They'll break down a lot faster than the straw will. Even the wood chips are going to take a while to break down. And so not only do they take longer to break down and add back into the soil, but what happens with especially straw and things like that is they grow grass seed. There's wheat seed in there. And just speaking from my experience, granted this is all a personal opinion, it creates more work than it was intended to prevent. And so when you have those, you know, straws that are just producing all that grass seed and they come up, I mean, I was spending hours and hours just trying to weed a bed when that wasn't even the purpose, you know, of the mulch to begin with. And so I am trying to transition out of all of that. I've been just collecting a nice little area in the garden of leaves that I can come to and mulch with that, which is, it's a really good option. And it's free too, right? Like, you're not having to go out and buy it. So if you have trees on your farm, or maybe you have friends who have trees, ask them if, hey, can I come steal some of that? I'll give you some food. You can always like barter with that as well. But as I've spent so much time over the last few days just weeding the garden, I've been trying to figure out a better option. I knew when we were at our old farm that I did not want to use mulch moving forward this season. And thankfully we have quite a bit of leaves and trees on our current farm, so I am able just to collect those, and it's really not a big deal. But that is something that, you know, we've been getting asked a lot of questions like that, and I've just really wanted to kind of talk about it more. And I think especially after going to the Homesteaders of America conference, right, you have a lot of speakers who are pouring into you and really challenging you to question how sustainable the practices are that you're implementing on your farm or your homestead. And so for us, we kind of, you know, started asking ourselves some of those tough questions, started evaluating a little bit more, which I had known I wanted to transition out of this. And granted, like, if that's your only option and you have access to that for free, would I pass it up? Probably not. I mean, I've used straw mulch and pine shavings for several seasons now, and there was nothing wrong with it except for the fact that it created way more work for myself than I wanted or that I could keep up with. So I'm just trying to transition out of that. I don't know, I think that's one of the things that I love about just connecting with people and talking to people when you have a common goal in mind. So all of us are homesteading and farming on some scale or another. Maybe you're in the dreaming stage and you're just jotting down all the notes and like figuring out what you want to do and what you want to implement. I think it's really important to ask questions. You know, I did something, I mulched based off of what I saw someone else do. And at the time when I was starting out, I didn't really look into that information for myself on, hey, is this the most sustainable thing I have access to? I just did it because someone else did it. And I encourage you, ask what other people are doing, but then also ask them why they are doing it. What about this practice is sustainable? Now, what you mulch with is not like a make or break deal on your sustainability. This is just something that is on my to-do list. This is something that Nathan and I have been talking about a lot, is we have got to find a more sustainable way to mulch our beds because of the work that it is requiring out of me, because of all the grass that is popping up because of the straw. So this is what is currently on my mind. You can apply this to anything on the homestead when you're talking with someone, whether they're talking about a dairy animal, whether they're talking about pigs or vegetables, heirlooms versus hybrids, chicken breeds, whatever it is. I just encourage you guys, ask deeper questions. Really find out the root to why people are choosing to do this. Is it preference? Is it sustainability? Is it flavor? If we're talking about, you know, seeds or whatever. I just think it's a really good way to have deeper conversations and connect with people on a deeper level. And I know that's one thing that this weekend we got to have a lot of those deeper conversations. Ask people, well, why did you choose a Jersey cow out of, you know, over another breed of dairy animal? And not only were we allowed the privilege to get to know them better, we kind of figured out their story more, and then it was something that we like put in the back of our minds. We talked a lot this weekend about dairy animals, and I don't really know a whole lot, but jerseys got brought up a whole lot at the conference, and so I was asking all of those really hard questions like, why did you choose a Jersey? What makes a Jersey sustainable to you? What are you going to do with the milk? Like, do you need that much milk? Are you going to sell it? Like, I was just asking all the questions, and I just think it's a really great opportunity, no matter what the subject is or what you want to know about, just ask those deeper questions. All right, now that I have my baskets of green beans, look how cute this is. My friend Natalie sent it to me. Baskets are my love language, along with coffee, and the list goes on and on, right? I cannot wait until we start coming out here and harvesting cabbages for dinner. They are seriously looking so good. They've shot up so much. You guys can see that's all the weeding I'm talking about I gotta do. They are already though starting to form these little cabbage heads, which is so incredibly exciting. All right, on to the Greenstalk we go. Look at that thing. I'm telling you, this makes me so stinking happy. I think because I have partnered with Greenstalk for so many years and I never like did it well, right? Like my sister-in-law showed me up on the Greenstalk. Jessica always showed me up on the Greenstalk. And it's like this year I got my soil right and I got the Greenstalk right. I'm feeling a little good about myself. So we're gonna be eating salads pretty much every night. This is pretty much what I've been coming out here and eating during the day. You know, I'll grill some chicken, or if we have something left over the night before, just because there's so much of it, which is great. Because another thing that we talked to a lot of people about at the conference was limited space, right? People are limited on their space. Many people are in their waiting room and their classroom, and they're in the dreaming stages. But you guys, there's so much you can do in the waiting stage, right? I mean, there really is so much value in just starting where you are. And if that's container gardening, you can still grow food. If that's chickens because you don't have the room for pigs, then at least you're getting eggs, you know? I mean, there's just so much value in just starting. And I think that that's something I always knew, right? Like I always knew that there was value in just starting and feeling good about that and feeling inspired by at least you're doing something. But I think that I was just really impressed this weekend at the amount of people who were actually starting and implementing, even though that looks super different for so many of us on so many different scales. I was just super encouraged by the amount of people who did not let their scale or their lack of space or land discourage them. It actually encouraged them to just do what they could. And for me, that really inspired me that if this one person can grow all this food and raise these animals on such a small amount of land and in such a not ideal space, I have, you know, the farmer's my dreams over here. Like I can certainly do more. I should be doing more. I don't know, it made me feel so good. You know, sometimes you just need a pick-me-up, right? You're working hard, you have long hours. Maybe some of you guys are doing this with other jobs and you get tired. I mean, it's valuable, but you get tired. And I feel like I was in a place where I was kind of tired. You guys picked me up and just motivated me so much to just keep doing what I'm doing. And we can see that that is clearly working in our favor. So let's head inside, see where Nathan is on the cooking train. We'll enjoy a yummy meal together. Okay. You waiting on me?
Look at that harvest.
Look at that harvest. All right. So the beans are gonna go in a cast iron, which is usually how we cook all of our vegetables. Also, usually, Nathan, let me know if you disagree, most of the time we tag team dinner in the sense of Nathan's always doing the meat and I will help with the sides. Do you agree?
I agree.
There are some things that just I do, like if I'm gonna do a casserole or a crock pot meal, I just do that. If he's got a meal planned, he just does it. I also cook way more this time of year because I enjoy casserole dishes and like soups and stuff, so I find that this time of year I'm doing more.
You want to know the magic to the best skillet green beans besides bacon grease?
Which, don't worry you guys, he has it hidden at the very top shelf.
I know. So
Go ahead.
So she
you got
doesn't.
Your moment to...
So she doesn't throw it away. I don't know if you can see this, Squisitos. Right now I'm using the garlic infused oil. Amazing.
It is really good. Our friend Jennifer has that. She has several stores local to us. She actually has a really cool YouTube channel. I'll link it and find it. And what she does is she goes around and shoots videos with people a lot of farmers, but not necessarily just farmers. And she teaches them how to cook with her olive oils because a lot of them are different. Like we have one that's like an orange or dill. Like the one we use a lot is like the Tuscan herb, but she has a lot of flavors that you wouldn't necessarily think to use, and she tells you like how to pair them, which is really, really cool. Nathan really loves it.
I know, Jennifer, if you watch this video, I need you to come to my farm and teach me how to use a lot of them.
Teach you how to use it. Yeah, we'll put her stuff down below. They are stinking sweet people, some of the sweetest people. She's one of those people that you can't be around and not smile. She has got a very infectious personality. I love being around her so much. And so Nathan uses her stuff all the time.
I know, and this is, even if we weren't friends, like I would still use the product. Like that's what's crazy to me is, you know, she's got such a stinking great product.
Yeah,
all her oils are just amazing.
Yeah,
they give so much flavor.
They do.
And we are cooking some thick cut pork chops from VW Family Farms tonight.
Yeah, we are. We're supporting all the people.
We are supporting. We've got so many good, just local producers in our area.
You know, I was just talking to, I was outside talking about like people asking us sustainable practices, right? Like, you know, even from people asking us how we mulch our garden beds to what type of animals do we have on our farm and why. And I was posing to them, when you're having these conversations, ask people their why behind they do it. Like if they choose to have a Jersey, why? What about that is sustainable to you? And I think too, people utilizing the space that they're in is really important. And if you're not in a space, like I was talking about earlier, if you're in a season where you're having to live off, you know, Greenstalk gardens and just dream for raised beds or in-ground gardening one day, you have a really awesome opportunity to plug in with your community and support people who are a season ahead of you. And don't let that discourage you. Partner with those people. Be inspired by that. And I think so many times we miss great opportunities to pour into other people and be poured into by other people because we fear that, well, they're not going to want to tell us what they're doing because they're going to think that we're going to copy it. Or maybe you don't want to do that, right? Because you're in a season where maybe that's just hard for you. But there really is a lot of opportunity, whether you are farming and homesteading on a large scale, whether you're just getting started, there's still room to support other people. We are raising our own meat right now. We have our own meat in the freezer, and we still choose to support our local farms because it matters to our local economy and just supporting each other as a whole. It's a community thing. And so I do recommend that. You guys know we, you know, I feel like throw out our friends all the time, and it's not to give a plug to them, it's just to encourage you guys to get involved with your local community because it truly, it does matter and it makes a difference, especially when you're on this long journey, right?
That's right. And if any of you guys are local and are having a hard time outsourcing, whether it's produce or you know, any kind of animal protein, reach out to us.
Please, send us an email.
Tons of sources.
Yeah. Even if you're wanting to buy like a half a cow or a quarter of a cow or whatever. Sorry, Junie B's helping us shell beans over here. She keeps bumping the tripod. Yeah, if you are local to us and you just need help with some of those connections, please let us know.
Absolutely. I know beef and pork producers, even chicken producers that
are doing it sustainably, might I add.
Doing it sustainably, but a lot of them will ship. You know, VW Family Farms, Rabbit Ridge Farms.
Yeah. Link this stuff below for you guys.
Yeah, we'll link this stuff below, but if any of you guys are local, I'm telling you, once you go to buying good sourced animal protein, it's hard to go back to the grocery store. I mean, it really is. There's just a huge difference in taste.
Time out. We gotta help her. Come on. I don't know if y'all heard the really loud clanking. That was Junie B moving a chair up here.
She's a big helper.
So she could get up here to help me shell beans. June, what are you doing? Tell them. Look right here. Look at the camera and tell them what you're doing.
I'm doing help Mama peeling.
You're help Mama peeling beans, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
Help Mama peeling beans.
Okay,
That's right.
That's small enough. Here.
All right, good job. All right, you guys, as you can see, it is a family affair in the kitchen, just the way we like it. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, Nathan, and June. So we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.